there, Sandra Crow here, registered holistic nutritionist. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a really fast, really easy, and also really healthy dinner. We're going to cook our fish and our veg together, steamed in about 10 minutes. This technique is called en papillote, which is French for, I guess, for putting in paper. We're going to be using parchment paper. I'm using trout today, which is a nice, light, flaky fish, but you could use really any fish. You could even use chicken. The only disadvantage to cooking en papillote with you using chicken, you're not going to get the nice coloring that you would get because it's being steamed. But the advantage, really healthy, right? We're not adding any extra oil to it, and that it stays really moist as well. So these are my ingredients that I need here, however many trout fillets you're cooking. This is a very thin fillet, so this would really be one per person. What I'm showing you here is really enough for one of these dishes, but you would obviously multiply it. Whatever vegetables you have. I've chosen to use zucchini because my garden is going crazy with them. Really thinly sliced onions, because this is only going to cook for about 10 minutes. Really thinly sliced peppers, some garlic that I'm going to crush onto it, and I'm going to put the lemon directly on top of the trout. And because it's trout, and trout is nice and light and easy, all we're going to season it with is salt and pepper. And then because the lemon is on top and the veggies are on top, we'll get some of that flavor from that. And our most important piece, parchment paper, not wax paper. So if you're not sure of the difference between parchment and wax paper, one of my kids learned the hard way, tried to bake cookies on wax paper. Well, wax paper, when you heat it up, the wax is going to go off onto your food. Parchment paper, it helps it not stick. Big difference, right? We don't want the wax on our food. Okay, the trickiest part is cutting the parchment paper to put all of your stuff inside and then sealing it up to make that nice tight seal so that it can steam. Here is how I was taught to do it in one of my cooking classes that I took. Okay, so I've cut my parchment paper kind of based on the size of my fish. But this is kind of the fun part. And as I said, I learned this in a cooking class, and when the chef said, I want you to fold your parchment paper in half and now cut a heart out of it, we all thought he was joking. But it actually works great. So once you folded it in half, just start at the corner. And remember when you were a kid and you would make heart cards? That's kind of what we're doing. So I'm going to keep cutting. I'm up by the top. I'm going to go in for my little heart. Hopefully this worked. All right, so now I take my trout. Hopefully it fits in. Yes, beautiful. Okay, I'm going to season it with some salt and pepper. And then I'm going to layer some lemons on top. I love lemon. So depending how much you like lemon, you could use more or less. Lemon is really alkalinizing to the body. People think of it as acidic, but it's very alkalinizing to the body. That's why people sometimes drink a glass of water with a half a juice of lemon? What was I going to say? A half a lemon squeezed into it. So in the morning. So I've got my lemon. I'm going to start to layer with the different veggies as well. Sliced really thin, right? Because they're only going to cook for about 10 minutes. I kind of feel like I'm doing a craft. So I've got my zucchini, my onions, and my zucchini, onions, and peppers on it. I'm just going to squeeze the garlic onto it. And you may want to add just a little bit more salt and pepper on top of the veggies as well. We have no fat in this or healthy oil. So once you have cooked it, you may want to make butter and chive or something to add a little bit of a healthy fat to help you absorb the nutrients. Grass-fed butter, full of omega-3s, lower in saturated fat than regular butter. That's what I'd suggest. Here's the tricky part. We need to, this is the crafting time, seal this all up. So I start at a corner and I kind of, bit by bit, fold. I'm not going to claim to be very good at this, but you just kind of keep folding it along. Okay, I think I have a pretty nice tight seal here. I've got my fish and my veg all set to cook. So my oven's been preheated to 375 degrees. Here's the scariest part about this cooking technique. You can't see your fish, so you have to just trust the time that you have chosen. It's a pretty thin piece of fish. I'm gonna say 10 minutes. Fish we never want to overcook because it becomes dry, But you wouldn't want to serve this to anybody undercooked either, although my theory is you could always, if it's not quite cooked enough, put it in a pan for about a minute or so to heat it up. So it's set to go in the oven. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes and hope it's cooked. Okay, so I have brought it out of the oven. This is going to be the big test, the big reveal. This is a great presentation for guests because they get to open their own, it's kind of like a little present that you put on their plate, all wrapped up. So you can see I already added a few extra veggies when I was chopping to put it in the papillote. I chopped a few extra and just tossed them in the frying pan while the fish was cooking. But here we go. Ideally, steam should be escaping. Not a great start. Let me just open it and jab into it. Oh, actually this looks fantastic. I can see that once you see the little white stuff coming out of the fish, the fat of the fish, that means that it's cooked. My vegetables look great. Got the lemon on top of the fish. Beautiful and flaky. So that 10 minutes at 375 worked perfect. I've got my fish, I've got my veg, all wrapped up into a nice little present. You could very easily add a green salad to this instead of the extra veggies and have your full, fast, easy meal right there. And remember to sign up for my blog on fitkitchendiva.com. When you do, you'll get 3 days of sugar-free recipes, the shopping list, the whole food plan that you're gonna need. And again, I have my upcoming September 27th, 12 Weeks to a Better You program. You can check that out on the website as well. Thanks, and keep healthy.